The Chicago Sky completely throw away an opportunity to win a game against one of the best teams in the WNBA by only scoring 5 points in the fourth quarter. A disgusting performance from the Chicago Sky, coaching everything from top to bottom. Yeah, Angel Reese breaks a record, and I'm glad. I'm happy for Angel Reese. But when it comes down to it, this loss was utterly disgusting. And we're about to break it all down and more right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. I'm the host here, Haize. Steve-O is out today. He got some business to take care of, and here's what I got to say. The Chicago Sky absolutely played like people who did not want, like ladies who did not want the game today at all. It's like they were allergic to trying to get this win against the Minnesota Lynx, and it's honestly disgusting. The performance of the Chicago Sky down the stretch of this game is one of the most piss-poor performances I have ever seen from a professional team in my life. Throughout most of this fourth quarter, they scored 2 points throughout most of this fourth quarter until the Chicago Sky decided that they wanted to make sure that Angel Reese could break the record. Other than that, this performance was utterly disgusting, embarrassing, and they should be mad at themselves for how they performed down the stretch of this game. They fought hard to stay in this game, winning the first quarter by 24 points, having to come back from being 6-0 down in that first quarter of that game, winning it 24-16. They lost the second quarter 18-15, but coming back to win the third quarter tied the third quarter 18-18. And then the fourth quarter started, and it's like everybody on the court forgot how to play basketball. And you know what? We deserve better. I get it that this is a Chicago Sky team that was not expected to win a whole lot of games this year. I understand that. But you know what? We got too good of competitors. We got players that have too much pride. We got a coach that should have too much pride. If Coach Witherspoon isn't back there cussing everybody out at the end of the game, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. And I'm sorry. My attitude not towards you guys. My attitude is in disappointment of this team. This was a piss poor performance. Everybody deserved better from the Chicago Sky. Whether you're an LSU fan, whether you're a South Carolina fan, whether you're a WNBA fan, whether you've been a Chicago Sky fan for the last almost 20 years, we all deserve better than the performance today. This is piss poor, sloppy, disgusting, and sad. That's what this was. You gave this game away to the Minnesota Lynx. You gave it and said, here, take it. We don't even want it. Like, what the hell? What the hell happened here? This fall needs to be studied. The mentality part of it, this is absolutely god-awful and trash. That's what this performance was tonight from the Chicago Sky. And I try to come here every single day. I'm not like some of these podcasters. I didn't start podcasting because the WNBA got popping. I've been a Chicago Sky fan for the last 12 fucking years. And you know what? In being there through the days where we could barely get 400 people in attendance to see a Chicago Sky game, I was there. And to see this team perform like this is disgusting. And I know the casual people are going to come in. Well, Angel, she broke the record. We got that win. Shout out to Angel. No disrespect to Angel Reese. She deserves everything that's coming to her because she's an amazing specimen and human being. And anybody who got a problem with Angel Reese, fuck your mama. But this performance today, the way that the Chicago Sky performed as a team today, I'm not trying to hear no double-double record today because this was absolutely, utterly disgusting basketball to play as a team. And if they're back there celebrating a double-double record today, I got to question, what the fuck are you here for? It's silly. It's stupid. This is disgusting. And everybody from top to bottom has their share of the blame. Dana Evans only played 7 minutes tonight because she played like absolute garbage. Diamond DeShields had a brief stint of looking like she was going to play, but she's been playing like absolute garbage. Isabel Harrison acts like she's afraid anytime her leg is going to be made of goddamn spaghetti and fall off. And every time she shows some flashes, some bullshit's coming behind it. Lindsay Allen almost single-handedly carried the Chicago Sky the first half of this game. And this is the performance that you gave that back. I love Angel. This is no disrespect to Angel in the record. But right now, I ain't trying to hear that record bullshit. Because my team, the team that I love, right? The team that I've spent the last 3 years giving podcasts for when it was me and 20 people in here supporting the Sky, that I was giving my time, my effort, watching games at freaking 11 a.m. on a Wednesday because the WNBA couldn't get their shit together when I was the one doing that. This is not what I did that for. This was an utterly disgusting performance. You have to win games like this. You have to. For you to get outscored by 13 points in the fourth quarter and only lose by 8 means to tell me that you didn't have the heart to pull this game out. You didn't have the heart as a team to want this bad enough to you to stop the bleeding. You didn't want it bad enough. This was a disgusting performance. This was a piss poor performance, and everybody in here deserved better. Everybody in here deserved better than what the Chicago Sky gave today. And you sent them to the free throw line 18 times in this game. They didn't even shoot. They shot the ball 38% from the field and 25% from three-point range. But 77% from the free throw line because you couldn't stop fouling them and putting them on the free throw line. This is ridiculous, bro. This is honestly ridiculous. Like real talk. This honestly ridiculous, man. I don't care about no moral victories and none of that crap right now. I don't give a crap. Because when you give performances like this, don't nobody need to be celebrated. You focus on the wrong shit. If you look at a loss like this, where somebody came in your house, punched you in your mouth, took your lunch money, and smacked your mama on the ass, and you just sitting there, well, hey, at least I still got my drawers on. What? Nah, man. Nah, I'm sorry. Ain't no moral victories today for me. Ain't none of that. Because that was a disgusting performance. And the Chicago Sky have to get it together. And I'll give them credit, right? Let me calm down. They ran a much more motion-based offense at portions in this game. And that is a big step up for the Chicago Sky, running some off-ball actions, and we just didn't have the shooters to execute it. I want to give Coach Spoon, I want to commend Coach Spoon for really changing this offense. We've seen bits and pieces of it changing. We have. I got it. I can't ignore it or act like it's not there. We've been seeing bits and pieces of this offense slowly change over time, and I got to give Coach Spoon credit. I got to give Lindsay Allen credit. I got to give these ladies credit for adapting and changing what they did offensively. But in a game like this where we needed our defense, what the hell is that? What is it? What is it? Everybody needs to look at themselves after this game and be honest with them on the part that they played in this loss. Even Lindsay Allen. Lindsay Allen balled today. Don't get me wrong. 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, one steal, 2 blocks. Lindsay Allen balled out. But still down the stretch of this game, she couldn't hit a shot either. And so this guy, I really want, and while I've been saying this Sky team has a lot of talent on it, and it does, some heads got to start rolling. They got to start rolling. And Kaiser ain't enough. Something has to give. If you want to really make the playoffs this season, if you're not worried about it, fuck it, it don't matter. Take everything I said, ball it up, throw it away. But what are we doing? What are we trying to do here? This was not a good performance. It just wasn't. And this looked like a game where people just didn't care. And I'll tell you what, in a season where you're 6-11, in a season where the fan base has been more electrifying than all 3 years I've been hosting this podcast, I love seeing, you know how prideful that makes me feel to go from having 20 people in a live stream to having over 200 every time we go live. I love it. And I love you guys for it. And like I said, my attitude isn't towards any of you guys in the chat. None of you guys. I'm glad that you guys can separate. Some of you can separate yourself enough to celebrate Angel Reese breaking the double-double record. But I'm not. Listen, I love Angel Reese, and I'm always going to support Angel Reese. But I'm a Chicago Sky fan. I'm a WNBA fan first. And they played like shit tonight as a team. It's not easy for me for a team that I am actually emotionally invested in. Y'all wasn't with us shooting in the gym when Allie Quigley and Courtney Vandersloot was being the backcourt dominant pair that we saw, and they were basically the Splash wives because they're not sisters, they're wives when they were doing that, and it was 10 people watching the game. I've been giving my time, energy, and effort to the Chicago Sky longer than Camila Cardoso has been alive. That's it. Long before y'all knew what an off-ball action was, I was watching the Chicago Sky. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. So I apologize that I can't separate it enough to celebrate a double-double record. I'll get to it when I do the daily episode tomorrow. It'll come all around. I'll give her all her props because she deserves them. But right now, I saw my favorite WNBA team. I saw my team that I love with all my heart. I love the Sky right up there with the Bears and the Bulls. I saw them get looked in the face, punched in the mouth, and say, "Thank you, can I have another?" That's what I saw. Like, it's not cool. I'm sorry. It's not cool. I can't say I'm not, listen, I am not that evolved yet that I can separate my anger enough. Like, it's silly. It's silly, man. Nate in the building says, Haize, you mentioned this earlier about when you move Kennedy to start a lineup, what happens to your bench? And that's always what I was worried about. And initially, Dana Evans, the first like 3 games of her being on the bench, I think she scored 12, 15, and 12. Like, and I was like, okay, maybe I was tripping. But this is the type of, like, this is what your bench looks like when your bench scorer is now your leading scorer in your starting lineup. And that's not Kennedy's fault. I'm not blaming Kennedy for that. This team folded, man. This team sold, and it's honestly disgusting to watch, man. That's what it is. It's real disgusting to watch. This is what it is. Who's talking about bench and Angel? See, listen, I'm not, you know what? I'm just going to thank God that I didn't see the comment of somebody say bench Angel, because like I've said before, some of y'all need to lay off the fentanyl. Some of y'all just got to stop. Like, some of y'all, like, stop. If you know, and I know a lot of people know they stupid. I know for a fact that people ain't sitting there thinking that they smart. I know a lot of people know that they stupid. Stop, stupid people. Stop trying to say smart things. Just stop. Just be quiet, nod and wave, and watch the game. Stop it. This was a frustrating performance. Y'all can't tell, man. I'm pissed. I'm literally pissed by this game. And it's trash, man. It's trash. Like, it's literally this ain't it, man. This ain't it. This was a bad performance, man. And I'm sorry. Like, let me be clear here. Like, that's why I say this ain't at none of y'all. I would love to be able to be the guy who, after a performance like this, to come and I could deliver and be stuffy and I could be like CHGO and the Chicago Sky, they dropped one. The Minnesota Lynx came in and they were really prepared, and I don't give a fuck about that. This team sold in the fourth quarter. They had it and sold in the fourth. I would much rather this team had been losing the whole entire game than to get to the finish line and basically say, no, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm not even worried about it. That's what I would much rather see. This was bad, man. This was bad. Oh, man. This was a bad game, man. And I really hate to see the way that it ended. Yeah. This is a bad game, man. To give it up this way. Like I said, I'd much rather the team struggle throughout the whole game than to get punked in your own home. Like, that sucks. Like, you saw the crowd there at the Wintrust, right? You saw the crowd. They were energized by this game. By the fourth quarter, they were looking like, what just happened? What just happened? And shout out to the Minnesota Lynx. I want to make sure that not only am I frustration with the Sky, that I give credit to the Minnesota Lynx for the fact that they kept attacking. Collier played a terrible game for the most part of this game, but she attacked in the fourth quarter. They saw the Sky start bleeding, and they said, oh, I'm about to go Kendrick Lamar. Can I bleed him yet? Did I bleed him yet? And they bled him. That's what happened. Just tough, man. Just tough. It sucks, man. Just a frustrating loss, man. Frustrating loss. And this is where the fan, like, this ain't Haize the podcaster. This is Haize the fan. I was just frustrated as hell watching this game. I was frustrated as hell because they played throughout 3 quarters really good. Really, really good 3 quarters. And I don't like giving compliment sandwiches because it's about to finish to me, but it is what it is. We got some things that we need to look at. Let's hope that happens and this team really turns around and starts looking at fixing some things. Like I said, I want to give them credit. The offense looked much better in the first half of this game. Really, some really good off-ball actions, even some off-ball screening times and things like that. Really, really good. I got to give them props for that. But they just didn't perform down the stretch of this game. And unfortunately, in a game like this, you need to perform for a full 4 quarters, and the Sky just weren't able to do it. So that's my thought, though, man. It's definitely frustrating, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, shout out to Angel Reese for breaking the record. Shout out to that young lady who, despite all the extraness around how her name is used by some idiots and things like this, she just continues to focus. And she's grown. This wasn't a good shooting night for her at all, right? But the effort that she gave in this game, some foul trouble, things like that. Shout out to Angel Reese for what she's been able to accomplish so far in this young WNBA career, because this is an extremely young. We're 17 games into a 40-game season. 17 games into a 40-game season, and you can already see the night and day difference from how Angel Reese poises the poise that she has out there on the court, and that's not something to just overlook. You got to give her credit for that because she's amazing. And Camilla's going to come around. I know a lot of you guys, this was not a good performance by Camilla offensively. I think she did some really good defensive things throughout most of the game. About 2.5 quarters, she played really, really good defense out there. But her offense is going to come around. Let's keep in mind, she was never really a big-time scorer in South Carolina either, but it's going to come around. Thank God for Lindsay Allen in this game. Those things were all great to see, but we got to get it together. We definitely got to get it together. I was here with you and Steve-O. It was 10 people in here with us, bro. Like, it was. That's it. And I remember those days. And, not that I'm appreciative of those days because that's what helped us get here, right? We're the #1 Chicago Sky podcast. And that I say with no hyperbole. I don't care who you are. It's not a disrespect, but you're not a better Chicago Sky podcast than us. You're not as consistent. Like, I'm sorry, but the Chicago Sky podcast that posts once every 2 weeks and disappears for 2 weeks and then comes back for 2 episodes and disappears again, that's not us. You're getting 3 to 4 episodes, if not more, every single week from Chicago Sky Central. You know why that is? Because we absolutely love the Chicago Sky. We're not here just because the WNBA is going through a growth period. We're here because we were here before that. We're here because we love this game. We're here because this is what we would do even if we didn't have a podcast. We'd be talking about the Chicago Sky because these ladies deserve to be talked about. But today, they deserve to be crucified for the way that they played down the stretch of this game. So it is what it is, man. I love you guys so much for just everything, what this has been. And we're going to listen. It's going to be better times, brighter times ahead. I really would like to see how the Chicago Sky, spend that month that we're going to have off from the end of January to August, and just to see what and how they grow over that time and what they include, stuff like that. I think it's going to be a really good time because you got that mid-season break that you don't always have because of the Olympics. So really excited to see what the Sky look like over that. Still think this is a team that is going to contend for a playoff spot. So I'm not delusional where I'm just saying F the Sky. They're not going to do anything. No, they're still going to be fighting for a playoff spot. But this is the game that I hope they really learn from. You cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, have letdowns like this in the fourth quarter of games. You just can't. Not if you want to be taken seriously in the WNBA. And let's hope that they learn from this. And we got some great ladies on this team that are prideful, that love it. And let's hope that that's the case as well, man. But all right, man, I love you guys, man, so much for everything that you are and have been to this channel. You guys can follow the channel at Chicago Sky Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Sky Central at gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a voicemail and or text message for our mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. I'm sorry I didn't read everybody's comments today. I'm pissed off. I needed to vent. I appreciate you guys. And like I like to end everything on, I'll see you guys the next time.